The love you give, it can't be replaced. See no one else to love me like you do. That's why I spend my life with you.
Alright, hi guys. Welcome back to Mariah's Soapbox. Y'all, we made it to 600 subscribers. Let's go ahead and clap. Let's go ahead and clap for that. I'm super excited. If it was not for y'all, it would have not happened. So if you have not subscribed, like, commented, I don't know what you're doing because 2022 is gonna have so many amazing videos to come. So a lot of you guys have been saying, Mariah, we missed the podcast version of Mariah's Soapbox. We want you in your soapbox. What you doing? I listened and now I am here to deliver. So I have my girl Jess. She has her own podcast, her own YouTube, her own brand, and she's gonna tell you a little bit about herself, and then we're gonna get right into the video.
Hi guys, so I'm Jessica and the overarching brand is In Jessica's Corner. It's a podcast, it's also a YouTube channel. You can also catch me on Instagram. I also can hit you up with a logo, a flyer, a Snapchat,
Period.
filter, whatever it is you need, hit your girl up, all those things. That's me.
Yes, and she does such a good job, so I'm super proud of her. It's Black History Month, so you might as well go ahead and support Black business.
We appreciate it.
Okay. So today, our topic, it's been so many events going on in the culture right now. It's been so many events going on this week, this month. You know, hearing about Regina King's son's death, hearing about Miss United States of America 2019. A classmate of some people, you know, who went to school in South Carolina, passed away. Like, it's a lot going on in the community. So the topic today is mental health check. How well are you? Ways to check in on your friends. I feel like you're considered a strong friend, don't you?
I am.
I'm gonna start off asking you, like, how are you doing, girl?
I'm good actually. Right now, things are great. Life is great. Like on a scale of like 1 to 5, I'm like a 4 right now. I think the only thing that could probably get me to a 5 is like taking 2 weeks off to do nothing, which wouldn't happen in this lifetime.
Listen, yeah. I would love for that to happen in this lifetime,
right?
For real.
But yeah, I'm good. I'm real good right now. Now, if you asked me that maybe like 2 weeks ago, I probably would have been like a 3. But I just think like sometimes we don't balance out like things we can't control. We put them on our shoulders. We walk around with them
heavy,
and they start to get too heavy, and then we don't know how to process them and get rid of them. So I just had to drop all that and let that go, and now we back to that strong 4.
See, that was an example of like assessing your life to make yourself get back to a 5. Highest is 5, lowest is 1. What do you need to do to fix yourself to get to a 5?
Right.
And like she just gave an example without even trying to give y'all an example, like how to get back to that. How am I doing? I'm good, but I'm tired, okay? I got a full-time, I got a part-time. I do YouTube, I have a travel apparel business. It's a lot going on. I'm a friend, I'm a sister, okay?
We are busy.
But they're busy. It's a good thing, but it's like I need to figure out, I don't know. I need to figure out what to drop off my plate right now to where I can just relax.
I think that's the bigger struggle, because I feel like for myself, like I got all these things going on, and so every week I'm like, I need to check something off that I was progressive, or I made some progress, or I feel like I was productive in all of these different boxes. But like, again, being a strong friend, in addition to all the things I'm trying to do, I'm still trying to make sure I'm present for other people.
And you a wife.
And I'm a wife.
You somebody's wife.
0 stars. Would not recommend.
That's another job.
It's the hardest job outside of probably being somebody's mama. But
you do a beautiful job though.
I try to be good at it. He appreciates it, which is great. But yeah, I think it's balancing it, but also knowing when to reel it in. Because I'll use being a wife as a prime example. For me, I always identify ways for me to do something for Jessica that doesn't benefit him, that doesn't benefit friends, family. I don't care who it is. I need at least an hour for myself, at least once a week.
Right.
Which I think is important for like people's mental. Like if you don't take time to love on you, pour into you, and things like that, then you struggle with just trying to make it through whatever it is you're trying to do on a daily basis.
Listen, I'm trying to get to it. Like things that I'm gonna start to do for myself is like, I'm weird. I love like to clean and go shopping for like candles and cleaning supplies.
Okay.
And like incense and like
diffusers
and stuff like that.
If it makes you happy. I mean, here's the thing. You gotta find the things that make you smile, make you happy, and that you enjoy, and then you have to figure out a routine to be able to consistently do it. You know, for some people it might be, I don't know, saving money for a big purchase. Like maybe they want them, well, I ain't gonna say a Chanel bag because that's running out. But maybe they want like
a Chanel, because I want me a tan one and I want me a black YSL. That would give me good mental health.
For the little people over here,
no, I'm little too, but
we just want, like, you know, maybe like a Tory Burch bag, but maybe you gotta like save your little duckies to get there. So the saving process can be motivation for you because you know you're working towards something. Right. You just gotta like find, you gotta be innovative. I think that's like really important in order for you to kind of stay on top of like your mental health in a positive manner. Yeah.
So where do you feel like the checking on your strong friends saying came from, and how do you feel about it?
So I think it's I struggle. So I go back and forth because sometimes I say it, but I struggle with it because I do think that, like, in general, everybody is the strong friend in some facet of their life, right? Like, I might be strong in these things, but you might be strong in something else. And so I get annoyed because I think strong is just most often referred to as the thing that you do when stuff go wrong, but I'm still able to push through. The ability to kind of hide your emotions, the ability to be unfazed by things, at least from a public perspective, right? I think it's important to check on them, but I think maybe strong friend might not be the thing. Check on people who seem to be all right all the time. Like, I don't think it's human.
That's what I like. Checking on your friends who seem to be all right all the time, because my thing with checking on your strong friends to me, because people consider me a strong friend, but I don't think I'm a strong friend. Like, I'm a busy friend. So I feel like they're saying, checking on your friends who got a lot going on. Like, we just named everything we have going on. Checking on your friends who have a lot of stuff together. Checking on your friends who seem like they got it together. The house, the cars, the money. All your friends well put together, educated, has these things. But that doesn't mean that she's strong. That just means that she has a lot going on and she's together in those aspects of her life. And that doesn't mean that she's together mentally, physically, emotionally. She might just be together financially and on paper resume, just like our girl Miss America. Miss USA, we'll get to that later, but that doesn't mean that she was strong. Sometimes you appear strong to the forefront and to the people, but behind closed doors you're suffering. So it's like checking on your friends who seem like they have it together, not strong. Like checking on your friends who got a lot on their plate. Ask people what you can do for them. Like, if you see you're my friend and I'm busy and I have 1,000 things to do and I'm informing, but I have 1,000 things to do, you don't know what I'm suffering from. Like, just say, girl, like, what can I do for you? Or just simply say, like you said the other day, if you ever need anything, or vice versa, I'm there. Like,
but I think it's hard. I also think that people get scared to say I'm here, because when you say that, you don't really know what you're walking into or offering. And then what if you're not equipped to help them, and then now you look like the bad friend. You said come to you, and now I'm coming, and now you acting like.
If I say come to me, like, the thing is, I'm gonna have resources for you. Hey, I'm not mentally strong enough to talk to you about this. But you know what? I have resources for you that I can give, that you can, you know, have someone to talk to, or have financial assistance, or we can strategize. But right now, mentally, like, I'm not that person. Like, what do you feel like are good ways that you can check in on your strong friends? Like,
so I actually am, like, two of my best friends, our group, we always, maybe like every 6 months or less, we always have to like have this like big blow up of all the things we have going on, because I feel like all three of us are the strong friend, and I feel like we all kind of get caught up in our worlds. And so here are the thought processes of a strong friend. Oh, my issues ain't really not as serious. I'm about to give nobody else my issues. Or everybody else got their own life going on. Or I should be able to manage these things myself. And so I think one way to check on your friends, without it being like annoying or like, damn, you asking me how I'm feeling every day. You know, every once in a while, like maybe like once a month, like, how are you? But like when you say that, it's more so like, how are you for real? Not how are you like the normal reaction.
Girl, how you doing?
I'm good. No, like, how are you? Or even rate how you're feeling from 1 to 5. Like, give me an honest answer. And if you're not anywhere, like if you're like 3 or less, let's talk about why. If you're 4, how do we get to 5? You know, that's kind of like the way that we have the conversation with each other. Of course, other times you can kind of read the room. if that's your, if that's somebody you're like used to being around. But I also feel like sometimes somebody they're an acquaintance, they're not your friend. You can read their energy too, and it's off, and you're like, listen, I know we don't talk like that, but you alright? Cause you don't seem like it, And I think now people are a lot more receptive to that because people just need an outlet to talk to somebody.
People need an outlet, and I feel like it's important to have that thing. So it's like we may be busy, or your friends may be busy, but it's important to have that one outlet. Like, hey, when I get stressed, I know working out helps me out, or when I get stressed, eating properly helps me out, or writing in my journal, or calling my mom, or talking to some people that are important. But I have a few examples of what you can do for people who are your strong friends or just friends in general, on checking on them. Another thing is, if your friend or acquaintance jokes me like, girl, like, I might as well kill myself, like, I heard somebody say that last week. At this point, it's not a joke no more. Because if I hear somebody say that, like, I'm not gonna joke about myself killing me.
No.
Like, and that's, like, I hear people do that, but if y'all hear people say that now, like, tell me, what does that look like? Because I have someone tell me that in my job, hey, I want to kill myself and I want to kill you too. You know what I mean? And I work in healthcare, so it's a normal thing. But I mean, it's not normal, but it's normal for my job. But I'm walking through like, why do you want to do that? Of course, while I'm calling people and, you know, getting help. But it's like, me experiencing that made me realize, like, people are really suffering from mental health. To verbally say they want to hurt me and they want to hurt themselves. So it's just like, he had a friend that he knows has mental health issues, I'm sure. His co-worker, whether he works at or if he's in the service, someone knows. But first thing is, ask how you're feeling today, like really, like Jessica said. Ask what's something you're looking forward to in the next few days. Like, give them hope of something that, you know what, hey, today may not be a good day, but this weekend you have that photo shoot you've really been looking for. You have that launch, or recording this week, or you and your husband have a dinner plan coming up, or it's your cousin's birthday, girl, you're ready, excited to look for some outfits together. Like, quality time in friendships is important too. And I feel like love languages does not only apply to relationships, it applies to friendships. Like, hey, I know this friend likes to spend quality time, or this friend needs words of affirmation. Hey, you look great today, you're doing a good job. Or gifts, hey, here's just a little $10 gift card to Starbucks for a coffee today. Like, I want you to have a good day. Like, paying it forward really makes a change. So ask what's something, virtual fitness classes or meditation, I think that'll be good. Physically go and see them. It's better than a text. Like, sometimes you can text like, hey girl, how are you doing? Through a text you can say, I'm okay, but like, physically seeing someone in their energy, that's gonna be totally different than just a text. This is one that I need y'all to get it together on. Be an active listener. Ask me, how am I doing?
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing great.
You sure? Because your tone doesn't tell me that.
Aesthetic. Today's a wonderful day.
No, not really.
Right.
I mean, but people do that sometimes, and I think here are the few different reasons why people can't be active listeners.
But tell everybody.
One, they're struggling with their own things, and so they see you trying to fake the funk, and they're doing the same thing.
Right. So don't ask me how I'm doing.
They really don't care how you're doing.
Right.
They know how they're doing, and they really don't want you to ask them that in return. So that's why they're not going back and forth with you. But beyond that, I feel like a lot of times people want to react to what you're saying more than they want to engage in a conversation.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I'm not trying to be rude or funny, but I really do be feeling like sometimes even your friends, family, whoever, they don't really care what you got going on.
They don't.
And not because they're selfish, just because they feel like there are people who think everybody got their stuff.
Right.
You gonna go through something at some time, get over it, move along.
And that's the reason exactly why Miss USA jumped off that building, probably.
Exactly.
Or a lot of other people have
people
suicidal
assume that
issues.
you got everything together, ain't no way you over here talking about you got issues. But those are actually the people that have a lot of issues. Like, I thought about this.
How much you want to bet someone probably told her that? Like, girl, you
I'm more than sure of it. Like, so I like Kate Spade, right? And Kate Spade is one of those people, she did actually commit suicide too.
She did, yeah.
And people would assume this lady has a name brand out here that people spending money on. she should be fine.
Right.
And I just think that's unfortunately the struggle of life, because you look like you have it together.
Right.
In
Looks
no
are
way
deceiving.
should your struggles be something that you should even talk about. Like, you know, even celebrities and stuff, they have money, so why are they talking about all these other issues? Like somebody like Keisha Cole, like sis got some major, you know, family issues. And it really doesn't matter how much money she makes or what she does for her family. Those struggles are still there, and those can supersede any kind of monetary value of anything. So I think sometimes people just get caught up in the look of things, but that's also a social media thing. You know, we get caught up in what looks good, and that's what we magnify.
And I would love if us on social media show the good days and the bad days.
I agree.
But like, also like we were doing earlier, actively listen. If you ask someone you genuinely care how they are doing, like, listen to what they're saying, listen to the undertone, listen to what you hear in between those sentences. Like, hey, I'm doing good, you know, but today I'm really down. I just don't see what life is really about. I think, like, when you start hearing those type of scenarios, keen in on those and say, you know what, I understand where you're coming from, but this is the bright end of the story. This is why I believe you are valuable. I see the king in you. I see the queen in you. I told so many people this week I love them on social media, like, since they're going to be on social media, why not send them positive messages through social media? But the next question would be, do you feel that by America creating the narrative that Black women are strong / proud or have to be strong, does it force many to work with high functioning depression?
Absolutely. Like, I feel like Black women really don't have the option to be weak.
Nope.
Well, according to societal standards. And so we're guilty of,
or angry
of judging them for being weak too. Because when I feel like it's probably just because of what we've seen and what we've experienced. When I see a Black woman that acts like life is just so difficult, sis, slaves had it worse than us. Like, we gotta that.
That's really what happens though. Like, they really are saying that.
Because maybe this person really had some struggles before I met them. But it's what I'm trying to do is be transparent about the fact that our thoughts and the way that our natural reaction to things is really what can push somebody into a very dark place. Like, I am connected to a lot of people that kind of like live in that functional depression world, and they don't identify it that way. So here's the key here. It's me observing it that way, because they're the kinds of people, like, their emotional roller coaster is so violent that like anything can trigger them, and they're just sensitive people. They go through waves of things, and some people, you know, like the way that people approach them, a more aggressive, harsh type, that's not something that they're able to deal with. Or you know, like corporate America, we legit gotta like wear a whole costume
every day,
to work,
every single day,
then get off and we get to be ourselves again. Which is why I say I do feel like a lot of Black women struggle with the strong Black woman syndrome, and then you're talking about functional depression at this point, because I literally am like 4 different people before I get off.
And then the hard thing about that, which is absolutely correct, because I'm like, exactly. My name is Mariah. How are you doing today? Welcome to the office. Like,
it's exhausting.
You having to wear so many faces every day. When you come home, you don't know what face you're supposed to wear there. Like, you don't. It's sometimes it's so hard. Like, if I'm playing Sasha Fierce all day, when do you know how to turn that back? How do you know who you're really being is who you are?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you have to create the narrative and define who you are as a woman outside of work.
Exactly.
And it makes it so hard because you can't express. Jimmy, John, and Bob can express themselves. Man, it's been a hard day today, man. You're getting on my freaking nerve. Like, they can verbally say things like that, but we cannot verbally say.
Not in that environment.
Not in that environment. We can go home.
Our people about it, but like to really be able to express yourself, for a Black woman to be 100% transparent in the way that she expresses herself,
can't happen.
You have a few environments: your house, your circle,
and then you may not even do it in your house. If you don't have a supportive husband, girl, you're not depressed, man. Come on. Go cook those groceries that I bought for you in the kitchen. Like,
it's so true. And also, like, men don't really understand some things that are emotional. Like, for example, I go to counseling. My husband still asks me, so what are you getting counseling for? He really doesn't understand why am I getting counseling, because to him, counseling is equated to having some kind of issue or struggles. Like, counseling that is just a consistent process to keep you on a straight and narrow that helps you work through things that might be minor struggles for you, that might not be anything major. To people, it's almost like having like one of those chronic illnesses that doesn't have a physical presence. It's like that, which depression very much.
And my thing is, every year you go get your teeth cleaned. Every year you go get a physical. Correct. Every year you go to the doctor and get those things. You're getting a physical not because anything is wrong. A physical is a well child. That was a well visit. It's not a sick visit. So you're going when you're healthy. I feel like America has it really messed up because you need a physical for your mind too, not just for your body.
I agree.
You need a physical to have clear mental health, not just, oh, I'm depressed. It's too late now. Like, it's too late. We need to go ahead and get it ahead of the game. Like, you can't go to the dentist, oh, now I have a cavity, I need to go to the dentist. We could have had that preventative measure before we even got to this cavity to ensure that when you get here, it's not an issue. And I feel like for anybody that's having an issue with going to get therapy or anything like that, understand you're getting that visit for your yearly, just like you're getting for your body. And your body is important, and so is your mind. If your mind is not functioning properly, if you're not driven mentally, you working out is not going to help your body. You doing all these other things for mental, for physical, and all these other things. If you don't feel inside energy and feel beautiful about yourself all through the inside, mentally, it's not going to show through the outside. So it's really not going to help you at all. Like, it's not going to be a good thing. So I just feel like, let's stop the narrative today.
And I also feel like counseling is a conversation. I think counseling has become intimidating because it becomes this idea of you sitting on the big couch, leaning back, this person writing notes and looking at you and raising their eyebrows, because that's what like TV and I guess like propaganda allows you to believe. But like, that's really not what it is. I actually have counseling virtually. I have it on my iPad. I sit in my bed and talk to him for an hour, and then I get off the iPad and go back to my life. I mean, that's not everybody's situation. Now, if you go in their office, you might be sitting on a couch that looks just like this one. But it's generally a conversation, just like Mariah and I are having right now. It's not as intimidating as people seem to think it is.
Nope. My question is, like, when you were sitting back there on the, sitting back at home, wherever you were, and then you saw on social media or on the news that Miss USA had brutally, committed suicide and jumped off with the 42nd floor of her apartment building, like, what came to mind for you? I know for me, like, I was very depressed that day. I was so sad because it's someone that looked like me. I did pageants growing up. I went to law school. I went to school in South Carolina. So did she. So it's like we did a lot of different things. So it's looking like, dang, a sister of mine, really didn't see that her life was valuable. Like, what did you feel?
See, I think for me, one, it was kind of like one of those things like, dang, I hate that. Like, I hate that she felt like she didn't have whatever kind of support she needed to stay here. Or she felt like whatever struggle she was having, there weren't any resources for her to be able to get some level of help. She pretty much felt like that was the end. And so it really made me feel like, how many other people feel like that right now? And how many other people are considering the same thing that she considered moments before she did that? And like, in what ways can we as a country, and even we as a culture, because this is also a Black woman, like, one, how can we help the Black women right now that are struggling with it? But then the other thing that it made me think about is, I'm always thinking about, like, how can I positively impact the people that come after us? So, like, how are we able to, like, kind of, like, instill the right kind of values in the little girls?
I mean, you being here today is helping.
Right. I mean, I know that, but sometimes I feel like with little girls, like, whatever their struggles are, we, one, have to create some kind of pathway of communication, pathway of options, pathway of connections. It's just, it's disheartening to me to know that there is a woman out there that is struggling and battling with something while she looks like she has it together, and no one probably has a clue, and she is sitting right on the edge of considering whether she deserves to be here or not. Like, it's hard to think about, and it also forces me to think, who do I know that's doing that
but it's scary, because like, statistics, like, one in some people in your circle has this, one in your circle has this, and it's just scary because it's like, someone we're friends with right now has thought about committing suicide. Whether you believe it or not. Like, someone in our circle right now is depressed and we don't know about it. They look good every day. They in the club, they on Instagram with the baddest outfit. They married, they got kids, they don't have kids. They just living their life as we see on social media.
Absolutely.
And at night they're sad, they're crying, they're contemplating, they're thinking they're not enough. But it's like, if you're watching this video right now, you are enough. You're more than enough.
Right.
And I feel like it's our duty as, you know, human beings to be a narrative of change, be an instrument of change. And I feel like even small things like sitting on this couch and us creating this video, putting it onto a YouTube platform that's super big, someone out there is going to watch it.
Yeah.
And someone is going to see it and they're like, you know what, let me push on a little bit. So we're going to give you guys some resources. I do have one last question. I just want to know, like, what are your final words for someone that potentially is battling depression or committing suicide or not feeling enough or feeling valued?
Well, first, I guess my first question to someone like that would be, what happened or took place to get you to this point? And if I can sit and have that conversation with you, I've delayed you making a decision already. So that's my first thing. Like, I want you to talk to somebody. If you can't talk to me, talk to somebody. But for real, like, I know, like, if you follow me on social media or something, I really don't be the nicest person all the time. But I promise, I am super nice. So come to my inbox if you ain't got nobody else to talk to. But my first request is always gonna be, please talk to somebody. Like, think about it for a second. Process why you feel like you want to do it, but then also, even though I know a lot of people think nobody's gonna miss them, they don't matter, and all these other reasons why that's the best decision for them to make, think about if somebody you know, and I know you're not thinking about anybody else, but think about if someone else you know made the decision that you're considering and how it would hurt you right now. So then now try to use that to imagine the kind of pain that you could give them. Now also use the pain that you have and think about how you don't want anybody else to feel that pain in any way. And hopefully that can motivate you to make a positive decision. But the other thing that I would ask you to do is, like, seek help. Even if it's a stranger, like, legit, if you got to, like, go to the police department, go to the hospital, go to Walmart and tell them, boy, you need some help. Whatever you can do, like, I don't care where you go, just go somewhere and get some help. That's my strongest request. I'd rather you get help than make irrational decisions. And then beyond that, like, try to find support. And maybe it's not your friends, maybe it's not your family, maybe it's a stranger. Like, find support groups, resources, whatever it is.
A counselor.
And Google stuff. Like, if you're depressed, Google ways to get over depression. Like, it's crazy, but Google can really give you some easy, quick tasks. Like, eat your favorite food, do your favorite thing, call your favorite friend, watch your favorite movie. Do something that makes you happy before you decide to make such a decision as that. That's my request.
Absolutely. I feel like one of the things that I have on my list as a resource for, you know, help or things to do is go to therapy. A thing for Black women is Therapy for Black Girls is a website. You can put your zip code in, you can put your preferences. Hey, I want a female, I want a male, I want someone this age. Like, you can really, you know, draw out what you want within your counseling process. So some people say, oh, I don't want someone old that's white and, you know, and I'm 25. Like, you want someone that looks like you and that's more favorable. You're going to be more receptive. And if it takes you to be true to that counselor, like, hey, I want someone that looks like me, I'd rather you say that than give up on the counseling system. So I really appreciate Therapy for Black Girls. Shout out to you guys. The National Suicide Hotline number is 1-800-273-8255. So 1-800-273-8255. Another resource is Open Path Collective. So go to that website. It's counseling for you as well. There's so many programs for people who do not have insurance as well to get counseling. Things that you don't have to get other options besides counseling would be meditating. Find out your source of meditation. Is it more, you know, symbols, signs, hand movements, you know, yoga? Like, all of those are a form of meditating. You know, exercising. Diffusers. I have a diffuser, and one of those little one of those is called Mental Health Clarity for my diffuser. So, like, I get stressed out, I have a lot of stuff to do, so when I come home I like to smell certain things. Ginger is great in your diet. What is it called? Lavender is great. It's very good and calming. Peppermint is calming for you as well. Like, when you just be like, oh, I just got some I'm freaking out. Put some peppermint in there, put some lavender in there. Like, small things create big reactions.
Yeah.
Small things change big things. So every little small thing I feel like is super important. And you know, I just feel like ask your family how they're doing. Reach out to your neighbors, talk to your coworkers, talk to your loved ones. And we want to say we love you guys so much for tuning in today. How well are you? Mental health check. How well are you guys? We're so excited for doing this podcast today. We love you. We're praying for you. Meditate. Be with your friends. Be with your family. Don't forget to subscribe to her channel.
In Jessica's Corner on YouTube, in Jessica's Corner on all podcast platforms as well, and at Miss Jess aka on Instagram.
Absolutely. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Mariah Soapbox. Also, Mariah's Travel Guide _ If you have not bought a brunch shirt, buy it from MariahSoapbox.com and all your other travel merch. Love you guys so much. Health is wealth. How much are you worth? Love y'all. Peace. Self-care. Self-care.